What's happening, guys, and welcome back to F1 Fresh. There's no doubt that Lewis Hamilton has given racing fans a reason to love Mercedes even more. For the past few years, Hamilton and his team has dominated the F1 racing scene, with their contenders merely eating the dust. But this season's beginning has been a big disappointment for Hamilton, his team, and the fans alike. There have also been some unsettled matters within the team, but we're looking for the real issue. Today, we'll talk about why Mercedes made an apology to Lewis Hamilton. Buckle up, guys, because we've got a lot of ground to cover here, so let's get on with the video. Number 5. The mighty Mercedes. Fans that watch the Formula 1 racing enthusiastically will know about Mercedes. They've been one of the most dominant franchises on the tracks over the past decade. No other team has been able to provide as much consistency as them. They've won 8 out of the last 10 championships, proving that they're a force to be reckoned with. Much of this has been possible due to their star driver Lewis Hamilton. Since his arrival, Mercedes have rocketed to the top of the racing tier due to his fast and precise driving skills. Many experts have said that his style of driving is quite calculated, and therefore, it's difficult to think about the possibilities where they run past the British driver and keep the lead. Number 4. Mercedes' struggles continue. But this year has not been the best one for Mercedes and Hamilton in particular. They've been losing points and positions in the recent races, which have caused a serious debate in the racing community. Racers, analysts, team crews, fans, and anyone who watches F1 is looking at Hamilton and his crew questionably. There are a lot of doubts surrounding the Mercedes team at the moment. At the most recent race in Imola, Mercedes looked flustered again. Although their second driver George Russell kept them in the race and managed to secure the 4th position, it wasn't enough. All eyes were on Hamilton, who had not provided any excitement in the previous Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The British racer couldn't do it in Imola and dropped out of the points table, finishing the race in 13th position. After the race, Hamilton looked disappointed and lost. He had given positive statements about Mercedes continuing their win streak and shutting down all doubters during the preseason testing in Barcelona, but with his performance in Imola, it seemed like Hamilton was having a bad time keeping up with his promises and expectations. Hamilton opened up about a lot of things during an interview after a few hours. The racer explained that things were difficult, but the team were going through everything together. They were looking to make positive changes and are still doing what they can with everything they have. Lewis also talked about the things he had talked about in Barcelona and what had happened afterwards. He said that they might be making mistakes because of the risks involved, but the team can do nothing better than sitting down and working out changes for the best. Even if one person is down, the entire team comes together to lift that person up. When asked if Mercedes will be able to catch up to the leaders and battle for the championship, the Mercedes driver said it's theoretically possible, but to be realistic, there are major problems in the car and the drivers are leading with mere seconds. He also mentioned that there aren't a lot of things for the issues at hand for the next race, so there isn't really a solution yet. Hamilton also explained that the team didn't have a lot of time to create space for the changes. He said that it would take around a month or so to find improvements and implement them on a new design. With that, they'll need to win races with a big lead to be back in the competition, which doesn't look possible at the moment. Number 3. Hamilton and Toto's conversation. Since the race in Imola, things haven't been looking good for the Mercedes team. Sure, Russell ensured that they have the 4th spot for themselves, but it wasn't an impressive display from the 8th-time world champion. Hamilton has been quite disappointed with his run in this year's circuit and the current team situation. Lewis finished below the 13th position in the Imola circuit. With such a bad finish, Toto apologized to his star driver. As the race was nearing its end, Hamilton and his crew member were exchanging information, but Toto came onto the mic to speak to the racer himself. Toto greeted Hamilton and expressed his regret in giving the driver an underperforming car. Toto said, "Sorry for what you have needed to drive today. I know this is undrivable and not what we deserve to score as a result." Toto also added his positive remarks for the future by saying, "So we'll move from there, but this was a terrible race." As disappointed as Lewis looked after the race, he made sure that he didn't let Toto feel bad for it. Hamilton replied in a cool tone, saying, "No worries, Toto." Although he didn't sound angry or exhausted during the exchange, it was quite clear that Hamilton was dealing with a lot of pressure and was extremely gutted with the race. Number 2. Why Toto apologized to Hamilton. About the apology, Toto revealed that during the race, he talked to Lewis and apologized to the racer for the car's bad performance. It was quite obvious that Toto is concerned about Mercedes lagging behind in the competition and considers the car to be at fault at the most. Wolff also stated that both him and Hamilton decided to work on things together, so they'll be fine in a matter of time. Toto stressed on the first point a lot. According to Toto, the team has failed to provide Hamilton with a car that's quick enough to give him the edge. He also remarked that although George showed potential by driving the car in testing and practice, it's still not enough for the star and they need to work a lot on it. Wolff was also quick to notice the hardships that Hamilton had to face during the race. Toto said that Hamilton was pressured by Alpine and the undercut at the pit stop left him in a DRS train. Because of these two factors mostly, it wasn't possible for Hamilton to keep up in the race and therefore he couldn't do much. As with the car, he admitted that it wasn't the best car that they've given Hamilton. Toto admitted that the car isn't fast at all and Hamilton requires something better than that. He was quite optimistic about the next circuit in Miami and looked forward to some great performances from the two racers. Toto said that the car needed some changes and they would do it together with some mutual understanding. As for Mercedes' current situation, Toto summarized it all by saying that they were not good enough for a world champion at the moment, which is just too sad to hear. With such a long and impressive track record for the past few years, it's heartbreaking to see both Lewis and Mercedes struggling to make an impact in this year's races. Number 1. Fan theories. The most recent race in Imola has led to certain assumptions and rumors. Fans have even assumed that the W13 might be the worst car Lewis has handled since he started in 2009. Another shocking news that many fans have heard is that Hamilton might be considering leaving Mercedes for good. The consistency hasn't been there and no improvements are making a difference for the team. Lewis's contract also expires next year, so it might be possible that the British driver might be looking for a new front. The racer has also denied all such allegations, saying that he has been with Mercedes through all ups and downs and he will continue with them for as long as he can. That's a wrap for today's video, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it and let us know what you guys think in the comments section below. Do be sure to subscribe to our channel and don't forget to turn on post notifications by tapping the bell icon. That way, you'll always stay notified about our latest uploads and become our first viewer. We'll be back here again with another video next time, so keep watching, and until then, goodbye and take care.